Night Live. Best comment on here tonight wins. How should we pick that? Maybe you guys should vote who has the best comment. Best value. Add value. Be of use. Entertain. Be funny, perhaps. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Anyone here? I'm 30 seconds in and I see 0 online here. 0. 1 online, 0 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up for us. Let's get this going here. We can do this as long as you guys want to go, but I cannot do this alone. Tactical Redneck, what up? Rutherford, how are you? Urban Woodsman, what's up? Vince Vega, what's up? How are you? What do we want to discuss? What did you guys do today? Do anything fun? Byron Roberts, what up? Fortunate Son, what's up? Man, I've been doing a lot of stuff in the dark. You know, well, once the sun's down, right? A lot of stuff I can be done in the dark. I got that four-wheeler. I got light bars on all of them, so I can just turn those light bars on, and man, there's nothing I can't do. Mountain Raider, what up? Gray Owl, what's going on? John Paul Jones, Jonathan Cam, Cody Cassidy. Chase, what's up? How are you? Walked the trail with my son, went to a conservation center. Cool, man, cool. Terribly Tactical, what's up, man? Evening, nothing fun. Just sweated my ass off outside. Tyler, I know how that goes, man. I know how that goes. Would you rather have an office job, though? If you had to go do an office job, you would fucking love to sweat your ass off outside, man, because it's for you. It's yours, right? Went to a car show, then to a minor league baseball game for a surprise birthday party for father-in-law. Right on. Went on a date. I like her. Then put some hours in the garden. John Paul Jones. Cool, man. Terribly Tactical. What's up? Some of the new light bars are spottiest. Some of the new light bars and spots are brighter than fucking sun. Yeah, they are, man. They are. I had Rigid. I still have Rigid on a ton of stuff. I've got Rigid even sitting in boxes in the back still. So we're still like cutting into rear bumpers and putting D2s and stuff in them. But everything's Baja design now. For four-wheelers and stuff like that, you know, we'll use some of the Amazon bars, some of the, if you see a dual row bar, most of those are China bars. If you see almost all the duals, those are almost all China bars. Greg Feth, what's up? YouTube would not let me comment on this afternoon's video. Jan, I have no fucking clue what is going on. We have got to, the problem here is this, right? We all know the YouTube problems, but everybody's too fucking lazy to go to another platform. We could totally, if people would just go and use other platforms, there'd be other viable options. There would. But I mean, look at even Jaeger, right? Jaeger had over 1 million followers and they killed his channel. And then he got to a couple 100,000 and they killed his channel. You would think when he went to other platforms, people would use the other platforms, but people are just fucking lazy. Lazy. Where's the Prepper 1 video? It's on YouTube this week. It's up there. Matt Christopher, how are you? Greg Feth. Hell no, I don't want an office job. I was actually doing some property maintenance for my mother at her house, and she shouldn't be doing it at her age. I understand, man. I'm getting a new job with a nice pay raise so I can spend more money in the shop. John Rutherford, are you talking about my shop, dude? Man, take that pay raise and put that into some shit that makes you money, right? What do you love doing? I mean, I don't have a clue what your situation is, but man, come up with some hobby or something that makes you money. Don't spend that money here. Take that and do something with it. Robert Yoder, what's up? The zip tie is another one and another one. There, Jen, I picked up 27 yesterday, day before yesterday, in one pin. I think it's just because the rain and the chickens just, you know, digging through everything there. what platform you want to use, I will follow. So I'm on Rumble. We have put some videos on Rumble that we cannot put on YouTube. They're up there on Rumble. And then we're all over the place, man. I'm almost everywhere you can be. TikTok. We put quite a bit on TikTok. Locals, which is a great platform, and it has a paywall. So on Locals, you can actually tip people. So if you find it of value, you can give a tip on Locals. I can also put content up, like Andy No puts content there, but other stuff he puts behind a paywall. So if you want to see other shit, you got to pay to, is it a value, right? TikTok and Insta. Thank you, Jen. I have to ask, where did all the zip ties come from? Lazy employees, buddy. When you pay people to do shit, they don't care because it's not theirs. I had people overseeing them, and rather than just taking a 5-gallon bucket when they were out there, all the property here, before we had real fencing, we used T-posts and cattle panels. T-posts and cattle panels. And that is a very expensive way to fence. But if you don't have knowledge of fencing, or you don't have the money to fence the area that you need, so you can do pins out of cattle panels, which are 14 feet long, right? So if you do a pin that's 14 by 28, that's 6 cattle panels. So you can just drive your T-posts, move them around. Well, we were putting the cattle panels on the T-post with zip ties and then stitching the cattle panels together with zip ties. So when we would need to move animals around, I'd be like, hey, take 3 guys outside and have them move this panel 14, by 28, just move it over 14 feet so that they're on fresh grass, basically. And the people, the employees, didn't give a shit and would throw the zip ties down. And the dude that was being paid way more to supervise the employees never said, hey, motherfucker, pick up those zip ties. So that's where they came from. I hate trash on property. Tyler, we still find it, man. Kids used to come out here and party. This place was vacant for a good 20 years. Kids would come out here and party. There was broken bottles. There was an old homestead that had fallen down. We actually dug a hole and pushed it in. So there's still trash here. I still pick up old bottles, old metal. There was a machine shop here at one time. Use some zip ties to put some temporary fence up today for new Muscovy ducks. Right on, man. How many Muscovies did you guys get? Starting a few raised beds this weekend. What's easy to grow starting off? Hot Florida. Double B. I have just the person for you to watch. It's a YouTube channel called David the Good, and he is in Florida. I would check out David the Good, whether you're in Florida or not. Everything's easy to grow. I grew a ton of stuff. We grew a ton of stuff for years that we didn't eat. Like I don't eat a lot of broccoli. I don't eat a ton of cauliflower. I don't eat tomatoes. I don't eat hardly any tomatoes, but I've got tomato plants out there right now. We grow a ton of stuff. I would tell you to grow something that you like to eat. I would also tell you, I don't know what your situation is, but if you put fig trees in, within a year, you'll be getting so many figs off of those things. And whether you use them or not, you can dehydrate them, put them in jars. You can freeze them. Blueberries are great. They come every year. I was just out tonight watering all the blueberry trees. I call them trees because they're much taller than I am. They're bushes. And every one of them is super heavy in blueberries. Last year, we got like 15 gallons of blueberries. I am really enjoying the Japanese eggplant. Perfect. Awesome. Arugula. Right on. Glock Almighty. What's up, buddy? How are you? Started a few rays. Used some zip ties. I hate trash on the property and inevitably makes it into my swather and breaks a tooth. Bends a shear blade. What's that? Is that like a cutter, like a sickle cutter or something? Using the tool apron, it's starting to break in. Right on, right on. What are you using it for, Matt? I have to ask where the zip ties. I think chickens are behind it. Yeah, it's definitely the chickens. Because that's what's in the pins where we're finding all that stuff. Robert Yoder, how are you? Charlie Wood, what's up, buddy? What platform you want? Where's the Prepper One? I think we have caught all of these, read all these, right? Went and saw Maverick today. I thought it was a great movie. 30 watching, 16 likes. Smash that like button. Yeah, 46 watching, 30 likes. And you know that half of those people that hit that button aren't on here anymore. They're like, I don't want to have this conversation. He's not yelling. He's not mad. He doesn't seem angry, right? If I made a post, who wants free shit? There'd be fucking 200 comments on that motherfucker within 4 minutes every time. Who wants free shit? By tomorrow, there's 1,000 comments on who wants free shit. But those motherfuckers never show up. They don't like the videos. They don't do shit for you. Picked up another GoPro 10 today. Mine fell off the skid steer and drove over the clamp and the 10. So skid steer, it didn't stay on though. Picked up a couple lanterns to check out to see which one I want to buy. I'm going to turn them on and run them and see how much light they put out and how much battery they eat, right? I'm looking, there's a company called, it's a battery company, and they come with a USB charger. It comes with a 1 into 4, so it'll charge 4 batteries at a time. It's called, I can't remember the name of it, Pale Blue or something like that. So I'm going to get some of those and test those out because we can charge them off of solar panels. We can charge them off of our Blue Eddy stuff. We can charge them off our Goal Zero. So I want to put lanterns at every entry and exit point on the buildings. So they had these. This one came with some like shitty battery. It says it'll run for 160 days, but it has like it might run for 160 days, but as you see, it has like a 1 lumen setting. The hammer loop needs to stretch out a bit. Lower pocket holds 16-foot tape. It is a bit small, but it holds speed square screws in the middle. So Matt, do you have a giant hammer, or do we need to make the hammer loop bigger? We actually used this right here is the size of a Carhartt apron. That's actually a Carhartt apron that we took and changed and added some shit to. So maybe we do a Dash 2 or version 2 or Mark II version. Now that we have them out there and people are using them for outside use, like I kind of picture this being like inside use stuff, but for maybe we build a second one. I think I'm gonna bring in some wax canvas and start doing some stuff with that too. I run old school fuel lanterns. Just picked up 5 LED rechargeable lanterns, right on. Do you use GoPro brand accessories like tripods or gimbals? I'd like to start using mine to film Jeep repairs. So I use these flexi arms. 90% of what you see filmed is GoPro with this. So you can clamp it on shit, and it's super rigid. Even on a 4-wheeler, like here, let me show you. Like on a 4-wheeler or a Razor, right? I have mounts on the Razors and shit, but this here, this thing, like when you're driving down the road, I can clamp this at any surface that it'll mount to. I can put this thing on, and it's super stable. And this is the Hero 8, which we've been using for a year or so now. And then I've got some 7s. When they hit the 7, the 6 and the 7 had great stabilization. The 8 got better, and the colors got better. When you look from a 7 to an 8, the blue, the sky is just, it's a world of difference. And then when you went to the 9, they had battery overheatings. Like I've got some 9s over here. I don't use them. The 10s, holy shit, the 10s are head over heels above the others. So I use these GoPro, and I said all that to say that I have another arm that's longer, and it's not GoPro, and it's not as stiff. Am I losing weight? I've just been losing a little bit of fat, right? I'm still holding some fat, but I'm cardioing minimum once a day, a lot of times twice, and working out. My testosterone is very high. I'm just working out a lot. Any new oddities? No, I have not spent I have intentionally not gone to any antique shows or any antique stores. I have not bought anything that I don't foresee needing in the future, right? So I was upstairs. We're cleaning. We're having a big event here. There's a fly flying around here. Big event here, so we're kind of cleaning stuff up upstairs, just putting away things that could be broken, or, you know, we're gonna have people that we don't know here. So, and I was thinking, man, like we have a section of the ceiling that we were gonna have struck custom embossed copper panels, and we never put them in. And I was thinking tonight, I'm like, man, it's been like 5 years since 5, 6 years since we moved everything in here, and we never finished that. And it's just because, like, any money that we've spent, I've put into things that I foresee needing in the future. Like the last, I guess it's been 3 years now, right, when the Kufas started. Like in the very beginning, we're like, oh shit, this might be real. We should probably work on some infrastructure. So we spent a ton of money, fencing, gates, cameras, lights, outward facing lights, second redundant security systems, concrete blocks. We put in a ton of 3,600 pound concrete blocks. So since then, I haven't bought like any luxury shit. Like we haven't even driven. I've got cars that we start up every couple months and drive, but like my 2 Porsches, like we haven't driven those to Nashville in over 3 years. Like you couldn't even drive them to Nashville for a lot of that time. The roads were so bad. So the only thing we bought, we bought 3 trucks. I traded one in for the 4Runner, and then I bought a second one a week later. We bought all Toyotas. Toyota's been awesome to us. They share our videos on social media. If you look at our tool bag videos with the Toyotas in them, and that was probably a year and a half ago last time I looked, we had 2.5 million views. Sell the Porsche for profit. It doesn't work that way, Double B. It doesn't work that way. So we haven't. I guess I said all that to say I haven't bought any luxury goods. Everything I buy is business related or homestead related. We have fucking hundreds of animals here. We have tons of meat production, commercial poultry processing. We brought in commercial freezers. We brought in processed cows. We brought, I mean, all kinds of shit. A lot of stuff like that. Philip Nomad, how are you? The next truck, I'd like a Yoda. Justin, man, I'd go into the Toyota dealership when I pull in for service, and glass doors roll up, and I walk in, I drive inside, and it's like a Disneyland ride. I drive in, they tell me, they know exactly, they know us, we have conversations with them. They're like, will you be staying here while we service the truck? I said, we're going to go across the street and have breakfast. You know, we drive 2 hours to come do this. They always have my shit done before we ever finish breakfast. And they've just been great to us. And when I make a video using Toyota products, I tag the dealership, and then the dealership shares it. And then Toyota America, Toyota Motor Corporation USA or whatever, and there's a couple of those Facebook pages, but they reshare it. So we get 2.5 million views on any video where we use the Toyotas in the videos. I wouldn't recommend a 22 Tundra. We have 24 brand new ones at work. A quarter of them have major issues as far as power steering. 4 of them shut off. So Scott, I have a 21 TRD Pro Tundra. And they had asked, hey, do you want a 22? And I said, I don't. It's a new model year. And a lot of guys were like, well, that's a very proven motor. So the motor's very strong. I guess it's like a turbo V6 or something, whereas mine's a V8. I was happy with my truck. I knew what I had. And then the 4Runner is totally sorted out. Like the 4Runner has all the parts and shit on it. So we're just going to kind of keep them for a while and see what happens. I don't think I'll ever buy a new truck. I hate the new emissions crap. I'll keep my old oil burner. I have some old trucks, Tyler. I have some old trucks for that. I have a pretty cool 1991 Suburban out there, you know, square body. It's got a brand new crate motor. It's got 456s front and back. It's got a Detroit in it. Like tons of money. Like everything that could be replaced on the truck has been replaced. except the frame. All the parts from LMC, all the gaskets, everything. At the end of the day, though, as cool as that truck is, it's still 1991 air conditioning. It's still 1991 power windows. It's still 1991 heaters. It's got a heater in the back and the front. It's got dual heaters and shit. Cool truck. I wanted something I could get in that was super comfortable, that smelled like a new truck, that had all of the comforts. And I love these Toyotas because they have dual. We actually refused. We refused a 4Runner when we got it because it didn't have the dual zones, or if I remember right. But the dual zone is huge. The Porsches have had them since like 2005. You had separate temperature zones, but the fucking American trucks didn't have them, till recently. I'm a Toyota convert. I love their trucks-based SUV 4Runners, Land Cruisers, Sequoias, FJs. Right on, Steiny. Witherspoon, how are you? I saw you sent me something. I was outside, and I never could get it to open, and I didn't go back and look at it. Tundra's great. Had mine for 12 years. Only thing replaced was a water pump. Scott, the ones that work are V8s. Then you don't have 22s. The new model truck, the new model Tundra, is not a V8. Or unless there's two motor versions I'm not aware of. I just picked up a second truck's old Silverado. Keep the new F-150 fret. Right on. Might just up and sell it to go play with the GR Corolla. Cool. The frames are weaker. How do you like the Tundra compared to the Dodge and Ford? It's too small. I bought a 6-foot mirror. I bought some mirrors for the gym, and I couldn't even close the tailgate, right? It does not have a real truck bed on it. And then the TRD Pro Tacoma was even worse. Like, I couldn't even put a mountain bike in the bed of it. You have to put it diagonal, and you couldn't put anything in the bed and close the tailgate on it. With the Tacoma, I still had to use a trailer all the time. It did not function as a truck. And then when we got the 4Runner has more cargo capacity than the Tacoma had with the back seat and the bed. And the 4Runner has way more capacity, and you don't have to put a shell. It's secured inside. The 4Runner's awesome. We still, like, if I'm going to go buy 6 of these carts, these raised beds, I have to take a trailer. Or if I'm going to go pick up lumber, I have to take a trailer still. But even like in my Tundra, I still take a trailer if I'm picking up wood beyond 6 feet. Tacoma small, big price tag for a 4-banger. I don't know what you're talking about, a 4-banger. Do you mean a 4-cylinder motor? The Tacoma is not a 4-cylinder motor. It's a 6. Grocery Getter Daily Driver is always fairly new. I trade it in regularly. I love old square body Chevys. Have owned and built quite a few. I wouldn't want to daily drive. That's it exactly, Byron. When we got, Amanda had like a newer body style Suburban, and I had a 2-door Yukon, right? Basically a Blazer, newer 95. And it was awesome when I bought it, right? I bought it in 2007 maybe, and it was a 2005. Or am I thinking, is it a 95? Yeah, it was a 90. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And they were awesome. But when you get in them right now, we still own a couple of those trucks that we had. And they were awesome when we bought them. But when you get in them now, the air conditioning and the heat, it is not at all like today's stuff. Got to upgrade to the 6. Base was 4 when I looked at them. You looked at them a long fucking time ago then. Time to EDC the Excursion for a while. Does Amanda like to drive the truck? She loved the Excursion when we got it. Well, she doesn't like the Excursion because it's long, but the air conditioning, it was a newer truck than a lot of the other stuff we had. We bought it because we can put 8 people in it, right? It has 3, 4, 5, 6. We put 7 in there because it has bucket seats for driver passenger, and then the second row, they call them a cowboy seats or whatever, to take our family and anybody with us to dinner. That was the only truck we had. She complains about driving it because it's so big. She hates driving the Tundra, and it's brand new. But yeah, it runs. But I mean, diesel right now is fucking what? I don't even know how much diesel is. I'll bet it's $6 a gallon here. Let's get a Jeep truck. If I could get away with a smaller truck, I'd definitely get a Toyota. But I have to keep a 1-ton around to haul around all my crap. So I don't have a 1-ton. I've got a 3/4. I have a Dodge Mega Cab 5.9 diesel. It's got Neil's putting a new transmission in it right now. And we use that truck. It's got a C&M utility bed on it, flat bed. And that's the truck that'll pull the goosenecks we have. So to move tractors, or if we want to take 2 razors with us somewhere, we got to take the bigger trailers. I've got 2 of those. And that's the truck that'll pull it. Sunday family ballin' now. Have unavailable weekend, y'all. Have an unbelievable. Philippine Nomad, what up? It's $5.89 here. We usually have gas less expensive other places. So we put fuel in the 4Runner today, and I didn't even pay attention to what it costs. I didn't think to even look what it cost. I don't like flat driver seats. I like seats that cup my body and fold in place better. So you just need new seats, and then you'd love the Excursion. We could start rolling the Suburban around. I mean, those seats are like fucking couches. Whatever happened to Babyhead? He's 18. He is 18. He has a job and is living in Ohio. Dig my Colorado. Got more horsepower and torque than than a Tornado. And there's a lot of product available for them. Like all the companies, the big off-road bumper companies and stuff, they build stuff for those Colorados. You see them, a lot of them at Oklahoma. He's Oklahoma. Oklahoma and Ohio are interchangeable for me. They build a ton of stuff. You see a lot of them at Overland Expo. But there was some nonsense going on when they first came out. Guys off-roading them, and the airbags were deploying. I saw a 7.3 for a diesel. Oh, $7.03. So there's some place in Washington State that had just hit $10 a gallon, and there's some $10 a gallon gas right now in parts of California. Sonoma, California, Sunday night. Heard rumors gas was 9 range. Yeah, I've been seeing people saying that it's over $10 in some places already. I hear good things about the diesel Colorado. Oh, I didn't even know there was a diesel Colorado. Put some Corbu suspension seats. Yeah, Tyler. Corbu. Mastercraft. I mean, you have a few options. And the Corbu, you can get leather, but I mean, you can put a cat skin leather kit on anything. Utah said to have the highest fuel prices. Time to buy a copper pot still to start making fuel. Stymie Snurdy. We have a fuel making video. What am I saying? We have a fuel making demonstration where they're going to make fuel start to finish here at our event coming up next weekend. And then also check out TikTok. On TikTok, if you're not there, you should jump on there anyways. Texas Shiner. Texas Tennessee Shiner, I think that's what he calls himself. Oh, look, there's a retard has shown up. Isn't it amazing that YouTube can go through all our videos and fucking give us strikes and fucking shut our channels down and unsubscribe all our followers? But these motherfuckers can show up on my videos and post links, click-through links at that. You guys can't post a fucking click-through link here, but these porn motherfuckers can. Message deleted. But you see that you still see them there, don't you? I forgot to tell you guys. I got a Japanese beetle trap, and it works amazing. Bag of bug. So, Jen, I've read so much shit that says that attracts fucking bugs to you. I read probably 100 comments last night in one of the gardening groups about Japanese beetle traps. And I think the Japanese, is it not the case that the Japanese beetles actually lay their eggs in the soil so they come back? But the emojis are gone. And when they say bot, right? Bot. You think bot as a computer. That's a fucking person sitting there doing that. Or they've purchased some rights somehow to do it from YouTube. Still trading fiat from out. Good. Good. It did. They swarmed it. All fell in the bag. Good. Awesome. I saw our first Japanese beetle on Friday. Only one. And it was on one of our blueberries. Really odd the text is still there. Most other deleted comments remove it. Yeah, and we can't do shit about it. Not a fucking thing can we do about it. We report them all the time, and YouTube doesn't do shit about them. We have a invasive Cuban frog in Florida. I hunt them every night. BB gun practice. Right on. Right on. Dad always told me I was dumb for wanting to have a street rod running on alcohol when I was a kid. Distilling alcohol is easier than making gasoline. I was just planning ahead. I know I assume you're joking about that. But like, what's the viability of running a still and making alcohol to run a vehicle, right? How much fucking could you possibly make, and how much time does that take? I had a grapevine, and those Japanese beetle bass, yeah, they were all over my 2 grapevines last year. We just went out with a cordless vacuum, hand vacuum, and sucked them up. Solar distillery. I wasn't planning ahead at all. I just wanted a lot of horsepower. Right on. Going to spray our peaches this year to try to control those bugs that has sticky crap on the fruit. So what happens, Matt, when you cut, when we harvest, right, we'll pull in 20 gallons of peaches off the trees that were out there. There's a maggot in each one. There's a larva inside of every single one of them. Jim Griffin, I believe, did you try the apple pie moonshine that was here last time? What did he mean by trading fiat? Fiat currency is the US dollar, and he's trading for metals. So he's either buying bullets or he's buying silver or gold. Methane from your septic would be more practical and abundant. Are you doing that, Cody? Do you have some videos we can see of that? Avocado tree. I don't think we can get we can grow avocados here, but if we don't bring them in the winter, I don't think we'll ever have any fruit on them. I don't think they'll overwinter. Same with like lemons. Could we grow them? Yeah. It would take fucking so much to do it though. Probably be arrested for it. lawn grubs, and our beetle larvae. We have a vase of Cuban frog, read all those. How the hell, how do you get rid of them? I lose more fruit to them eating. So I don't lose any fruit. We harvest the fruit. The birds really, and I better knock on wood right now, but the birds haven't really even fucked with any of our fruit. But the ants will climb up. There'll be ants inside the fruit quite often. And I think too, I've never pulled fruit from the tree, but this year I'm going to spread it so that our peaches are about 12 inches apart, right? A lot of times the tree will be so heavy in fruit, it will actually break limbs. I've been pruning the shit out of the trees in the winter as well. Like they say that when you're done pruning the tree, if you're comfortable with how much you cut off, you didn't cut off enough. Still have the car and it still runs on alcohol. I drive it to get ice cream a couple times. That's cool, man. That's cool. If you know of the creators on Rockfin, the best way to get an interview. Got it. So they're not in any hurry to fucking grow their platform, obviously. It's too difficult to fucking do business with them. My peach tree got infected with a parasite on the bark. Looked like tumors. I'm glad I don't have that. I had a Japanese beetle trap a few years ago, and it was doing great, and then I noticed I was getting less in it. The chickens pecked a hole in the bottom and were eating them. Dude, I took Japanese beetles and put them in, and our chickens wouldn't touch them. They won't touch squash bugs. They won't touch Japanese beetles. Last year, we had these caterpillars up on maybe 4 or 5 of our blueberries, and I picked probably 40, 50 off of each blueberry plant, and there are these fuzzy, spiky caterpillars, probably 2 inches long, and they're black and red. They were super cool looking, but I put a few of them in the chickens, and they came running, barreling up, and looked at them, turned side eye, like sideways eye at them, and then didn't touch them. One of them kind of pecked at it, and then they wouldn't eat none of them. So we just took them all, threw them on the ground, and fried them up with a torch. Cherry has never grown fruit. So my cherry tree have put on a few cherries, best cherries I've ever eaten in my life. But then if you don't pick them when you see ripe cherries, they will never be there tomorrow. The birds will eat them up. During my walk around LAX, Galactic Moonshine, thanks for being here. Those caterpillars are poisonous. Deer, eat my peaches. So my peaches are all inside a fence line, and there's dogs. We do not have any predation problems, and I do not have, it always baffles me, all the crazy shit people go through to keep animals from eating their fruit or eating, like deer from eating their garden. If you just put up a fence and put a dog in there, you will never, ever have a deer problem. If you get Great Pyrenees or Anatolians or Akbosh, Kangles, like literally any kind of livestock dog, you will never have a deer problem. Oh look, the spammer's back. I was just about to say the same thing. Have to check my cherry tree every day because of birds. So you can throw a net over just the cherries. I'm heavily invested in semi-precious metal, lead, copper, and brass. Yes. Jack Spirko says that too. I've had snakes in my avocado tree. Right on. John, do you grow potatoes? I have a lot of potatoes in right now. We're doing them in feed tubs, 25-gallon protein buckets. And then I've got sweet potatoes in some raised beds out here, some of these carts. And then I've got sweet potatoes right here that we're about to pop in. I get the same scammer bullshit on my channel all the time, and it's obnoxious. However, I wonder if it helps drive the algorithm as far as participation. Maybe. I'm netting my blackberries tomorrow, right on. We have the whole backside of the property is blackberries, but they're wild, covered in thorns. Have you guys ever seen birds getting drunk on hollyberries? I have not. I don't have any hollyberries. Speaking of that, I have access to a lot of scrap copper at work. Do you think it's worth buying a smelting furnace and pouring? I don't know anything about it, Tyler. I know that people go through a lot of crazy shit to steal copper, so I would assume there's some value there. Client's entire window wall was rotted out on bottom plate, and kings and trimmers dropped 2 inches down. I don't know what that means. Widow wall. Melt the copper into bars. Speaking of that, I have access to getting blackberries. I get the same. Okay, I think we've got all these. I'm in Virginia Beach and have some killer blueberry bushes. Awesome. I have some really good blueberry bushes, and then not as good blueberry bushes. How do you keep the potato beetles away? Maybe I'm lucky. I haven't had any potato beetles. The studs in the wall caused it to bubble. Got it. My red potatoes are doing good in mineral buckets. The blue potatoes and sweets aren't doing as good. Why do you think that is? Is the soil identical? Free money is free. That's true. Sometimes. How much money do you make an hour, right? But I use my free time. Okay, what could you do with your free time also that would make money? A lot of these dudes around here stealing copper, you have to strip the wire, right? They won't take copper wire anymore. So they have to strip it, right? If you burnt that shit off and collected the copper wire and went and stole it and everything, right? And then went and turned it in, if you paid yourself minimum wage, you are losing money stripping copper wire. That's crackhead shit. Literally, that's meth head shit. So people tell themselves this shit all the time. Now that might not be the situation here. But how much money do you make when you do what you do? I can sit on that sewing machine and make $1,000 in half of a day, right? In 4 hours, I can sew something, auction it off for $1,000 every single time I do it. Would it be worth me taking copper and melting it down? Fuck no, it wouldn't. Hell no. Family picked a lot of strawberries and made preserves. I love preserves. I don't need jelly. Jelly's good, but I'll never eat jelly if I have preserves. Used to scrap metal professionally. No need to steal. People give it away. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But if you had to go pick up scrap metal right now, which is generally a pretty labor-intensive job, and with the cost of fuel and everything, what are you really making if you add all your shit in there? What are you truly making if you're fucking honest with yourself? And most people, they're not making shit. Identical soil in all 3 buckets, and they're sitting right next to each other. That's weird, man. I don't know why. Maybe the seed starts. Did you use grocery store potatoes, or did you use seed potatoes? Maybe where they came from. I don't know the answer to that. $3.60 a ton. So if you have equipment and you can go pick up big metal and load it on trailers and use an excavator with a claw, with a thumb to pick it up, that's a different animal. Only melt the copper if you know people that will buy it. I've had really good luck with my potatoes in grow bags. Cody's are in grow bags and they're doing great. He's several weeks ahead of me. My red potatoes doing good. Studs in the wall cow. I think we've read all this. Actual seed potatoes. Yeah, that's what we use mostly too. And then the dude saying snakes in his avocado tree. So if you're someplace that's growing avocados, the only real venomous snake you probably have in your area are copperheads, cottonmouths, and rattlesnakes. Those three snakes are probably not in your trees. You probably have rat snakes, chicken snake, which is a rat snake, corn snake, which is also a type of rat snake, right? Maybe gopher snakes. I've seen them in trees before. Gopher snake, bull snake, same snake. Also had good luck with clipping my squash to a tomato cage to keep them off the ground. I did cucumbers on trellis. Those work good. No corn snake and black rice snake. Right on. Certain plants I've noticed are becoming immune to sun UVC radiation, reaching sea level for some time now. Okay, say that in different words that I'm going to understand. I'm thinking snakes getting at birds. Oh, maybe. Others look like burned to death. Oh, got you. Okay, so maybe that's because the growing zones are shifting, right? Maunder minimum, grand solar minimum. Diamondbacks out here in Florida too. Yeah, rattlesnakes. You have not only diamondbacks, you have timber, which is a much bigger snake, and then they have pygmies. I think you have pygmy rattle. There's several kinds of rattlesnakes all through Florida. Coral snakes, but they don't climb. Coral snakes are mostly in rotted wood. They're underneath things. They're very, very shy. And it takes quite a bit to get envenomated. Like if you grabbed a coral snake and it just bit you, coral snakes don't have front fangs. UVC radiation normally is blocked by Earth's magnetic field. Currently our field strength is 23% diminished. Okay, I understand now what you're saying. Copper isn't free, but the owner said they'd sell it to me for 25% current market value for scrap. Tyler, man, it's just a spreadsheet. Just do the math and figure it out if it's worth it to you. But I'm saying be honest with yourself, right? How much can you really get? And where do you have to take it to get it? And I mean, just figure that out, right? And they're going to give you a receipt. And if you do it in any kind of volume, they're going to give you 1099 on it. So you're going to have to show it as income, and then the government's going to want to fucking steal part of your money. COVID symptoms and radiation gamma poisoning. Are you saying COVID symptoms like the CUFAS? What is scrap value on a copperhead? I don't know what you're talking about. They do climb to eat eggs, baby birds, frogs, lizards. I had a 5-foot timber rattler I caught when I lived in Virginia. Right on. Plenty of water moccasins. So you guys call them water moccasins. We call them cottonmouths. We have cottonmouths, copperheads. I've lived in Tennessee 15 years. I've never seen a rattlesnake. I see people post photos of them. I've just never come across one here. ARs flying off the shelf. Potato head speech. Do you see any economic slowdown in business? We see different business. We have a huge, enormous influx of new customers all the time. We see different customers. Our customers we have customers that buy every single week. I have customers that are $20,000 customers, and we have a fucking ton of those. I'm always surprised when we look at those numbers. $5,000 customers, tons of those. But every day, like when we run a promotion and we see sales go from like $4,000 to $10,000, literally in like 20 minutes. I start scrolling through the orders. I go to the order page and use the side arrow. So I go from order to order to order to order, and I'm looking at all the individual customers, and it shows me by the customer name how many orders they have. And we have fucking tons of new customers. So are we slowing down? A little bit. But we do a lot more song and dance. You know, we don't build shit the way we used to build stuff. We would build micro rigs and have 120 of them sitting there. I take what I think I can sell. If I think I can sell 100 pieces, we're only building 75. It builds urgency, and we've been doing that for several years now. So my client base knows if they want something, it's not going to be here. Like everything you see sitting here, I'll bet you every one of these 3-mag shingles is sold. We did green and we did multicam yesterday. These are the ones that just haven't been moved up front. Like all of our shit, it sells out like in minutes. So our bottleneck is labor. Like I do not have enough people to run sewing machines. And if I did, we could sell every bit of that too. I watched two kids died after they jumped on a water moccasin mating ball in a lake. That's fucking crazy. Never heard of it. Why don't you have pigs? Because I have a ton of friends that have pigs. We will probably eventually have pigs. I don't have goats. I don't have cows. I don't have sheep. Because the truthful answer is, we shop every week, right? I've got a dude that goes to Nashville and goes to Clarksville, and he cooks 3 days a week here. And then Amanda cooks the other 2 days. We have so many leftovers. Like we put 72 chickens in the freezer last year. We haven't eaten a single one of them. We put half a cow in the freezer last year. We haven't eaten none of that shit. Everything comes in because we don't ever defrost anything. Our guys shop every couple times a week, and they make it. Like when he makes ribs, we have fucking, I don't know how many pounds. I mean, we have like probably 60 ribs left over. Like I have food in the fridge right now. I probably have 3 or 4 food options in the fridge right now just from this week. So we don't eat a lot of it. I had 2 pigs, awesome guard animals. I have friends that have pigs. Like if I need pig, I got a buddy who runs a butcher shop, and he grows cows and pigs. I tell him I want a pig. I get my buddy Jack. I think I bought 200 pounds. I think each tube is a 1-pound tube of sausage. We bought spicy and we bought mild, and I bought 200 pounds of sausage. It's frozen. I don't ever take that shit out and put it in the refrigerator. We did eat some of it. It's very good. But like those chickens, I take chickens out of the freezer, put them in a tub, and then the next morning I chop them in half and give them to the dogs to eat. Hearing you talk about the goats that you used to have made me never want goats. Joshua, it just depends what your thing is, right? I'm doing hair sheep. I'm bringing in sheep. You don't have to shear them. Wool sheep they use 25% of their protein to grow hair. So 25% of the energy you feed them is used to grow hair. Now, most people that do wool sheeps take the sheep somewhere, or somebody comes to them to shear the sheep. You lose money doing wool sheep. So you grow hair sheep. Hair sheep don't put the energy into growing the wool. They don't get hot. They don't get fly strike. And if you can move them, if you have enough grass to move them on, then you let them eat a third of the grass, right? You let your grass grow tall. You let them eat a third of the grass, and then you move them. They get parasites when they're eating off the ground. When you leave them in a pen someplace and they eat it all the way down, that's where you're going to have hoof problems. You're going to have parasites. But if they're only eating the top third of the grass and you don't let them get down, they're never eating in their manure. Don't blow your lungs out, kid. Yeah. Only if they're contained. They're very intelligent. I mean, a reason to have pigs. Pigs will dispose of anything. If you had a carcass after you butcher animals, the pigs will eat it. Collapse of society and bad guys, pigs will eat those, right? Pigs will eat anything. They will dispose, and they will take those calories and turn those into meat for you. Head to bed, long day, have tons to do, just surgery. You guys have a great night. You have a good weekend. Try to do something fun tomorrow. I'll do cattle. I can't do cattle. I don't have enough. I can't grow enough grass here. That's why we're going to do sheep. We're doing sheep because we're going to grow the grass. And then if you take rolled up grass and you roll it out, that's all seed head. So if you get first cut grass, first cut hay, and put that down, you'll get all kinds of pasture grass and shit out of that. Species of goat makes a difference on meat quality. Boer goats were always the champion meat goats when I was 4th, and they were surprisingly tasty. So we're going to do Katahdin sheep, and Dorper sheeps. Have I ordered from Fatali? I have not, man. I have not. Converted 4570 Hydroshock HP ammo, what I use for EDC. Have you seen Defiant? Our friend Peter owns an ammunition company called Defiant, and they do a badass 4570 round. Everybody's fucking using them. They're super cool. They're all black. Curry goat yesterday. I would eat that. I don't know where to get it from. Found some nice exotic peppers. I'm going crazy with all the new stuff I'm growing. Loving newfound hobby. That's awesome. I don't like hot peppers. The hottest pepper I like is a jalapeno. And we actually grow cool jalapenos because they don't have the same Scoville. We do mammoth jalapenos also. Baker Creek Seed Company. You should check them out if you like weird stuff. Baker Creek Seed Company has all kinds of awesome stuff. A 4570 will accept a 45 ACP. I had no idea about that. The people working at Defiant are all black and the ammo is all black. I don't know where you got that from out of what I just said. Sorry I'm late. Just got on. Anywhere I can see a picture of a FUPA dangler on a micro rig. First of all, hold on. Why? Like can you really not put that together? The better question is, I'm assuming you already have a micro rig, because I don't have a single fucking micro rig I don't have a single micro rig that's right hand. So unless you're left hand, you're assed out. And chances are pretty damn good that I don't have any danglers left. They're probably all sold out also. But the website, if the website will let you order a dangler, then we do have a dangler. You've got a couple inches where you can go higher with this if you want. This will actually go probably another 2 inches above where the waist belt with this thing, if you wanted to make it a little more stable. Lower, you have a little easier access with it. And those are the shoulder straps and waist strap. It comes with a set of that you can use it as a chest pack. And then it comes with a waist belt so you can use it as a fanny pack. The only difference between the dangler and the normal FUPA is it has that panel on the back. And when you wear it as a normal FUPA, that panel means nothing to you at all. Like, it doesn't interfere. You won't know it. have some hot stuff though too. Plan to use those in other meals like chili and spices. Right on. Love my 454. Getting up in 4 hours. Right on. Why are you getting up in 4 hours? What are you going to do? I got a pretty nasty 4070 load. 4570. Buster Projo approaching a Safari cartridge. 454 and 45 long Colt is all they need. Trying to cap the heat just above Serrano. Right on. Jeremy Horton, my friend who's a knife maker, he grows all kinds of hot peppers. They do like hot pepper competitions and stuff. Sarmlight just got on. Can I see a picture of a Fupa Dangler? I'm like, okay, that's Nick. Got it. Nick, did that show you what you needed? Yes, I have 4 multicam black danglers available on website. Thank you for showing. Right on. Walk 2 miles. House stuff errands. Very cool. Very cool. Especially on a weekend. Can't wait to get a cop rig. Mamu, what cop rig did you order? One of these Coyote ones? What state are you located in? Do we make a high quality vest system? Molly. No. We did. We did forever, but people don't buy that shit. So we stopped making it. Got a chub from seeing your dangling. Primo, what's up, Nick? How are you, man? You still welding shit? You still know how to stick metal together? You ordered a Typhon and you're in Arizona. When did you order that? You have an open order for a Typhon one right now? Find your confirmation email and just send me a reply to that. Just reply to it and say some words. Couple other. Okay, so chances are it's in a box waiting on something. Send me the email anyways. I'll check it out. She used a bunch of those bins. She shotgun micro last Thursday. Love it. Right on. Right on. That's a great rig. I actually built that rig, the very first one, because Amanda was taking fighting shotgun. I think my favorite rig is the top rig. Right on. Hey, Naked HD, why don't you private message all these people needs? Perfect distribution of the 70 pounds in tool bag and powder tools nail gun. Right on. This just popped in my head. Have you thought of making a chest rig for 10 round mags for us Californians? No. No. Because isn't your 10 round mag actually a 30 with the pen? Or I guess not if you're asking for that. No. Because I can't build enough 30 round rigs. I don't need to build 10 round mag rigs. Move out of California. Go someplace free where you can have 30 round mags. You know, California's going to put a wall up and not let you leave California. They won't close your border, but they will keep you from leaving. You know, California wants to charge you income tax for 8 years, up to 8 years after you leave. So let's just say you move to Las Vegas. California wants to collect income tax from you for up to 8 years when you leave California. This here is metallic. I don't know if you guys can see it on here. Ten round mags, you're wearing 20 magazines. It's more for, I think it's like, I understand it, right? The 10 round mag thing. It's because if he wants to go out and shoot at a range, he better show up with 10 round mags. That's not his doing, for sure. I just moved Southern California to from Southern California, Northern Texas. Had to get out of state. We left 15 years ago, 16 years ago. Best thing we ever did. When we crossed the border to Arizona, we stopped at a gas station and bought fireworks and launched the fireworks in the parking lot of a gas station. They'd have put you in jail for years in California for that. Love a good shotgun, Clint Smith describes best. You launched them backwards into Cali. All right, guys, last comments, anything you want to say, anything you want to ask, anything you want to see. I'm about to get off of here and go have a margarita. I didn't know I had EWP over here. How much of this do I have? Maybe I have a lot of it. Said hi to 3 cops wearing my 1911 2 mags and upside down HFF hanging tackle boy. Do you guys make magazine pouches for 9mm lung blowers? We do. We do. We do. When freedom is a crime, I guess I'll be an outlaw. All right, Isaac Barrett. What was your last order number, buddy? So I can look you up. We make single pistol mags, we make double pistol mags, we make triple pistol mags, and we make quad pistol mags. And we make them with belt attachments, we make them with pals, we make them with Fastex buckles, and we make them Velcro. And you can do that we build those for all of our pistol mag pouches. Isaac Barrett, I'm waiting for your comment here. I guess I think there's about a 30-second delay. Everything that blends in that holds a 9-inch folder are your pizza. Anything that blends in that holds a 9-inch folded AR for pizza delivery. No. I mean, a backpack. Any of these bags, I mean, shit, I'll bet you could put it in a medium clothes bag. The color you got was Cryptek. Well, Cryptek, Typhon is Cryptek. This is Cryptek right here. Highlander is Cryptek right there. Raid is Cryptek right there. Cryptek's the brand. They make different patterns. This shit here is all Cryptek. I'll order. Isaac, you don't got to order something, buddy. I'm just trying to, if you have an order number, that gives me your information. So do this. How can I do this? Is your name in? Because here's, if I tell you to email me, 3 other assholes are going to email me and tell me that they're you. So when you give me an order number, only you would know that. I don't need you to order something. I need you to get in touch with me to give me your address, and I will send you a t-shirt. What size t-shirt do you wear? Mandrake, okay. Mamu, what's your order number? Mamu. There was a female killer whale. There was Shamu and there was Mamu in San Diego. Charlie Wood, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Isaac Barrett, XL. Our brand new shirt this week says, "Prepare to self-rescue. Nobody is coming to save you." I will send you one of those. Let me actually look and make sure that I have an XL still in inventory. $199,178. $199,178. That's a recent. That's a pretty new order. 199. 199. Okay, I do not have it here. When did you order that? Yes, God bless Jaeger. Absolutely. Okay, so Isaac Barrett. Send a private message, PM me, because it'll have your name on the account and nobody else will. Send me a private message here through Facebook, or you're on YouTube. You got a Facebook account? Fucking, we used to be able to talk to each other on YouTube, and we can't do that anymore. Unless do you want to put your email address up here, and I'll send you an email right now? You'll PM me. Okay, do that. It's new, the 24th. Okay, that's why it hasn't. Yeah, send me. Just reply to your message there. I'm gonna tell you, if you ordered a right hand, I don't have a right hand. Well, maybe it's in a box and I'm just not seeing it, but I don't have Mandrake right hand copper eggs. Did you order a left hand by chance? Because I do have a left hand Mandrake copper egg right there. If they were really cool, they'd have your cell phone number like the rest of us. It would never answer. My cell phone doesn't ring. So about 20 years ago, I let my voicemail full up, and it's never, like, you've never been able to leave a voicemail. And this building is a Faraday cage. There's no cell service punching through here. Do you make a 2.5 EDC belt? No. No, we make a 1.5 EDC belt. Nope. There's not even such thing as a 2.5 inch belt. They're like 2 1/4 is the biggest there is. You did order a... Perfect. Reply to that email, and I'll print that out, and we'll figure this shit out. Here are those kittens. Still have to feed them by hand right now. Hello. 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 Careful, he bite. adorable kittens. So we have a cat called Mama Cat, and she was an asshole, cross-eyed, but an asshole. And she moved her kittens into the engine bay of the skid steer. And we jumped in the skid steer and took off. And a minute or two later, it was squealing. And it was in the dark. I turned it off. And I realized there was smoke pouring out. Like, I thought it was on fire. I ran to grab a fire extinguisher. And the smoke was gone. So I just left it. And then the next morning when we looked at it, it took out 2 belts and broke some blades off of the fan blade, off the fan, which are seriously thick plastic. Well, Mama Cat got caught up in the engine compartment, in the belt assembly, and it killed Mama Cat. It ripped her head off. And those kittens were down in the floor of the engine compartment. So Amanda's been eyedropper. She's been feeding them, bottle feeding them, for the last couple weeks. When rats become a scourge, due to most people lacking understanding of garbage disposal, cats will be like gold. Man, Cody, if rats take over, cats won't even be enough. Like in San Diego, we had rats we were in a neighborhood called Tierra Santa, right? All the houses are about $500,000. And we have in Tierra Santa, it's just a little housing community. You have several grocery stores. There was an Alpha Beta and a Vaughn's, and the Alpha Beta became a Albertsons, right? There's several banks. There was a Blockbuster Video. There was some fast food restaurants. There was a Starbucks. We had rats in Tierra Santa so bad that they could not get rid of them. We would be standing in like a little strip mall at night, and the rats would just come barreling through from parking because there was trees. Little planters and shit. There's trees in all the parking lots. We had rats at my mother's house so bad in the garage, they would run upside down on the rafters. Like it was like the bottom of the rafters were all black from the rats. And they would get up and eat the avocados. They wouldn't really chew on citrus. Our orange tree, they never ate the apples or the oranges, but they wiped out. I grew corn, and I'd plant like 48, corn stalks. And they would strip the corn off of there every year. They'd eat all the corn. They'd eat the avocados. But right now, like, fuck, man. End of the world scenario when rats take off, dude, cats ain't going to be enough at all. You better have, I buy a bunch. I've got a bunch of combat blocks. They're not combat. But I have a bunch of like 2-gallon pails full of rat poisons. But I'm about to start doing like Mousetrap Monday. I just bought, where are they? I just bought some of these things, right? These bucket lids. So they climb up the ramp and you put peanut butter on the back here. And then they fall in the bucket. I'm about to try a bunch of different mouse traps. Especially in the office. The rats practically run the joint. Aurora Rings, what up? I've seen cats run from rats. I've seen the videos of cats running from rats. Better get some bigger cats, right? If they were really cool, they have your number. Okay, we read all this. I got an order confirmation from my Memorial Day order and Memorial promo bag yesterday. Can't imagine how many orders you guys had from that. You guys rock. Thank you, St. Jacobson. What did you get for my... So there was, I think we had 700 orders for that. We're still doing the Friday the 13th too. We still have some Friday the 13th. These right here are Friday the 13th that are ready to ship next week. We still have to do the embroidery for them. These right here are Memorial Days that are ready to ship. And those are out on the floor being sewn. That's why we didn't put any embroidery on the Memorial Day. When we sew out the embroideries, they take about 20 minutes a piece to sew. And you have to change them between each sewing. Get a minx. Yeah, minx. Yeah, you're going to need a bigger cat. Are you going to try and film the traps? I am. I need to get some kind of security camera up there, just a cheapy night, everything's night vision now. if you live catch mice, they make phenomenal fish bait. Chickens eat them. When I have dead baby rabbits, chickens eat those too. Dachshund, yeah. Man, there are some great rat killing videos on YouTube. They show up with ferrets, they show up with minks, they show up with Jack Russells. Man, the air gun guys shooting rats at like grain bins and stuff. There's some great videos. You wouldn't eat rats in the wild. You would learn what Lassa virus is and dough from liquefied organs or hemorrhagic fever. I'm not familiar with either of those. Pocket organizers shipped, have several other orders, but I'm cool. Right on. Hijabs for all. We're gonna need a bigger cat. All right, guys, I gotta pee. Air guns have kind of long. They sure have, Isaac. They're shooting Cape buffalo with them, right? Eva Shockey. I don't know what her dad's name is. He took a Cape buffalo with an air gun. They have air guns that you just buy reloading bullets, like the bullets you use for reloading. They got 357, 41, 44. Man, compressed air rifles, fucking amazing. They have semi-autos. Well, no, I guess, do they have semi-autos? They have bolt action, but it has a magazine cartridge. It's one of the genetic code packets, SARS-CoV-2, 30,000 peptide code. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Good night. If anybody wants to see some killer air guns, just look at YouTube videos, but try pyramid air guns. You'll be amazed at what's out there and what they look like. Good night.